So, last episode we snagged ourselves a Black Knight. It's hanging out in the mech bay, currently getting fixed up, but we're very, very pleased with it. I haven't coughed in like 3 days, and of course the second I start the stream, I start coughing. So yeah, it's the Black Knight 7B KNT, comes with a cool bonus initiative quirk. So it's a heavy mech acting on initiative 3. We loaded it down with some interesting weapons. I think we've got a couple large X pulse lasers, a couple medium X pulse lasers, and it's bound to run hot, but I want to give it a try. I don't usually play around with the X pulse lasers just because they're a little bit hot. And while the extra accuracy is nice, the damage variation on them is a little bit iffy for me. I like to typically get something a little bit cooler and a little bit more reliable, but for the time being, I decided to play around with it since we got it so early in the campaign, and we'll kind of see how it does. We'll see how that build works. It's the kind of thing where in the short term it may not be the best build, but once we get some cool like heat exchangers and things like that, maybe it'll get better. But that's what happened in the last session. So, hold on a moment. There we go. That's what I want that to look like. As far as the actual Storium game goes, we've got some... We had a little bit of progress, like just some interactions between people and whatnot. We've got Xander, who's currently hopefully going to stumble across some sabotage with one of the mechs, specifically the Trebuchet's missiles. We'll have to see how that pans out before the next episode. But been kind of slow on the Storium end. To get, just like last episode, I think people are just a little bit busy. So, you know, it's cool. We'll get back up to speed eventually. But for right now, the key thing is that I have promised that this would be our last mission or our last episode in the Galatea system. So we are going to pull a couple jobs here, and then we are going to bail, and we're going to go to some missions somewhere else. So let's take a look and see what we've got. On our mech warriors, I think we had some XP saved up from last episode. We do. So we actually, on Behemoth here, we've got enough that we can get a level in pretty much anything. I know we've kind of got her built out right now to be melee focused, but I don't want that to be what she does kind of exclusively. I want her to be a little bit more of an all-rounder. So I'm actually going to increase her gunnery so that it's at gunnery level 5. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We've got Decker here. Decker is currently hanging out. He is one of our kind of frontline combatants, harassers, things like that. So he's kind of like one of our standard kind of mech warrior type characters. I think for him, I might actually give the -5 heat generation with Guts 5, just because then that is actually going to increase the likelihood that he will succeed or he will excel in that Black Knight when it gets out, because it'll be generating just a little bit less heat. That's kind of my inclination.
What can I do for you?
Glitch, I think we're definitely going to do that with the Guts, because she's kind of a rookie pilot. She's heading towards kind of being a shooter and an evasive mech, but I think the heat generation will be good. So I'm going to make her a little bit more kind of all-around as well.
Waiting for orders.
GV, we can make a slight bit of progress towards that sweet sensor lock that we've got going. It gives him a called shot bonus and gives him +50 to his view distance. At some point, he may end up in that Trebuchet, in the Katyusha, having him lob missiles and whatnot, just because his tactics is high enough. He's got a -1 indirect fire penalty, so he's kind of on par with our dedicated missile boat pilots at the moment. But we're going to go there, because I know that that's what his player would want, so we're going to do that. Medusa doesn't have enough XP to level. Phantom does. In this particular case, it's a tough call whether we want to do the tactics or the gunnery. I'm tempted to do the gunnery just because it's a better hit chance overall, but the tactics gives you that called shot bonus, so I think I'm going to go with that instead, because getting that called shot bonus on all the missiles that Phantom puts down, that's a pretty good combination. So let's grab that.
Confirmed, Commander. Awaiting orders.
Rebel, also we did this. I don't... I mean, an extra point of health is never a bad thing, but I think... No, you know what? I think it's a small enough investment. Let's put the extra point into health. Just give Rebel that extra little bit of survivability. Strider, no XP to spend. Succubus, no XP to spend at the moment, but she's got her extra piloting pip in there, so she's really good at piloting and punching things. Let's go back up to Decker. I think in this particular case... Let me just check something real quick, make sure I'm not crazy here. Got my little spreadsheet of which teams which pilot is assigned to. So looks like Decker and Glitch are not on the same team. They're not on the same Lance assignment. So we're going to give Decker the same setup that we are. Maybe we want Decker to be more of a shooter. Like, we don't really have anybody that's emphasized on shooting. I don't think anybody has Gunnery 6 other than Decker right now. So I think we're going to go that route. Kind of help him stand apart a little bit. I think that makes the most sense. So let's give him Gunnery 6. And I think that was all the XP that we had to spend.
I'm ready.
We could give GV that extra point of health, but that doesn't really seem his style now, does it? We could give piloting there. The unsteady threshold is nice, but it's not... I mean, he's mostly standing there in the Katyusha anyways, so we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay. Cool. So, we went ahead and took a look at XP. We never want to overlook that, because as great as new mechs are and shiny mechs are, if your pilots aren't getting leveled up accordingly, then it doesn't really make much difference. So, we want to make sure we're not forgetting that. Let's see here. As far as the Argo goes, we don't have anything going on there. We've got a bit of cash, but not enough that I am comfortable putting any more money into an engineering project. Because all the ones in here that are going to be worthwhile are going to cost us a couple $100,000. Actually, the structural repair is only $90,000. That's not too bad. And the recreation hub is only $225,000. So that actually might be worth it to drop the money on that. Because increasing morale is, I mean, it's never a bad thing, right? So this can come pretty much any time. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's go ahead and let's dump the money into the lobby. What is it? The lounge? Yeah, into the lounge. Increase morale a little bit. That'll be nice. Place for all the mech warriors and whatnot to hang out, have fun, you know, kick back, that kind of thing. So now, let's see. What are we going to work on? We've got a few things that we can do. We've got a letter of marque here. It's a battle. We've got mopping up. Looks like we'd be hired by the Capellan Confederation to... it's a local government lance in Galatea. Okay. So that one's actually got a really nice payment or payout here. It's a battle. The salvage is actually kind of poor. I'm a little bit bummed out about that because I would love to get a little bit more salvage for a battle type mission, but that much money, it's hard to argue with. I mean, we could pick up a decent amount of salvage and 451,000 sea bills on this mission. It'd definitely help with our money. Heck, we could even go straight salvage. I mean, we can last another financial cycle, and we're currently looking at 18 days until the next financial report. So even if we did take a little bit of damage on this mission, I think we'd have enough time to kind of recoup and then go back out there for another one. We've got Denial of Destruction, which is a base destruction. That's more salvage. Let's go with the battle. I think I like this one the most. And we are going to max out salvage. If this doesn't go well, or if it goes really well, I guess, we can always go in and we can pull up a high payout mission. We can take the money that time around. But if this goes well, that'll put us just under 2 months worth of financial reports, and with any luck, we'll get some decent salvage out of it. So let's take that. Let's see. Last time I think we had, yeah, it was this lance here, which, if I'm correct, is red team with Decker, Behemoth, GV, and Rebel. Behemoth, GV. Why is Phantom in there? Rebel should be in there. And then we should also have Decker. Decker's the other one. Okay. So GV, we've got him in a smaller lance, or smaller lance, and a smaller mech in the Panther. In this particular case, I think what I want to do, because it's a battle and it's 2 skull, I want to take a heavier lance out, so I'm going to take all of our mediums out there. And we're going to do the Behemoth and the Shadowhawk, GV and the Enforcer, Decker and the Centurion. Hopefully that extra bit of gunnery is going to really help him make use of that rotary AC-5. And then we've got Rebel and the Katyusha, lobbing missiles. So that's what we're going to do. That's going to be our first mission. We're going to take red team out, and then the second mission, blue team will go out, and we'll see what we pick up on that one. But for right now, I think this is a good start. With any luck, we'll find one of the various mechs that we're looking to finish off. I think we've got like a Wolfhound in storage. We've got a Panther 9L. We've got a Hunchback of some sort. We've got the Yenlo Wang Centurion. We've got an Echidna Griffin, I think. So yeah, we've got a few things that we could finish. Oh, the Commando 2C, I know, is one of them. But yeah, we've got a few things we could finish off with any luck. We just have to run into those mechs and, walk away with an arm or two, and we should be fine. So, but let's jump into it at all the speed of my computer's hard drive.
Command interface initiated.
All right.
Ready for action, Commander.
I'm gonna do a little zoom out. Man, we like to get this particular map when we're doing battles. We've got the enemy force up here. We're likely to hit reinforcements over in this area. So I think what I might do is... We kind of ran into this problem last time.
Ready for orders.
Let's move Behemoth in the Shadowhawk up and around this way. If we're going to have reinforcements up on this rise, I'd rather know sooner rather than later, quite honestly. But I'm not in any major rush to engage, so let's just take it slow, shall we? Nice and relaxed. Not in any hurry. Take the Bob Ross approach to,
Standing by. Aye, aye.
Mechanized warfare of the future.
Yes, Commander. Affirmative.
Of course, in Bob Ross's philosophy, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. And there are definitely mistakes in Mech Warrior. You can easily just kind of miscalculate something and end up getting one of your mechs blown up. So let's hope that no happy accidents happen in this mission. As much as I would like an excuse to add a nice little cloud into the picture or whatever the case may be,
Got it, Commander.
I'd rather not lose a mech in order to make that happen. So. So I'm not seeing any movement from the enemy units yet. We haven't even gotten them in sensor range, so I'm not sure what we're dealing with.
Aye,
It
aye.
might be one of those weird missions where we end up getting like a really heavy mech instead of a lance of lighter mechs. And if that's the case, we'll just, you know, deal with it as it comes, but
Waiting for orders.
I don't know.
Roger. Damn.
Alright, so Behemoth is moving in. We've got a turn 4 and a turn 2 up here, so... And they're both mechs, so... Okay, we're gonna get a heavier mech this time around. That's an interesting...
Ready for orders.
That's interesting, for sure. Not seeing any reinforcements over here yet, so it's possible that the algorithm decided that the one heavy mech was kind of
Commander.
enough, that we don't need to mess around with having anything else.
I copy.
If it turns out that this is all we're engaging, cool. I'm okay with that. I think we can handle it, but obviously the more mechs that we were fighting, the more likely we are to get some good salvage, so we'll just have to see what happens. I am kind of taking it a little bit slower than normal. Usually I kind of sprint in to get into engagement distance, and I take it from there, but there really isn't any need to do that. Sometimes I'm a bit
What's up,
too enthusiastic. I'm going to stick to the trees. We're going to finally get eyes on these guys and see what they are. I may not take the shot with this pulse laser. I may just... Oh. Okay, or we've got 2 heavy mechs. That's fun. We've got an Orion, an ON1VDC. I'm actually not familiar with that particular variant, but Orions in general are a good mech. And we've got a Grasshopper, which is just absolutely stuffed to the gills with light PPCs. That's fantastic. I'm not going to fire my pulse laser because it wouldn't really do much in the grand scheme of things. These guys have minimal armor, but they're braced, and I don't think we have a... No, we don't have a targeting computer. So instead, I'm going to brace, and I'm going to hope that they don't blow up my Shadowhawk. Oh, the Orion's got a command console, and it most likely has that quirk that our Black Knight has for the increased initiative as well. So that's fun. Let's see, what else we got? Now in this case, we actually do have a targeting computer on the Enforcer here. So I don't mind coming and taking a shot at a really long distance. 54% isn't fantastic, but it's not terrible either. Ah, okay. It was worth a try. The Orion's moving in. Launching a bunch of missiles. I'm glad that I braced Behemoth here.
Ready for orders.
Let's get the rotary AC5 up on this Grasshopper. Targeting computer means we're ignoring the fact that he's braced, and with 4 shots at 71% chance with 40 damage each. Alright, not too bad. Could be better, but could also have been a lot worse. And then Rebel, we're gonna do what Rebel does. She's gonna hang out back here, and she's gonna lob missiles at this thing. Any level will be able to take out opponents, take off an arm, PPC capacitator explosion, light PPC crit, ammo explosion. So the pilot was hurt. Nice. All right. Pretty good overall. And then because of that, because of the jump, he is fairly unsteady. So we go in here, we tag him with an 88.7% melee attack. 88.7% melee attack. Nice. Took out an arm, took out a couple of his PPCs. We've knocked him unsteady. We apparently, well, we knocked him almost unsteady. So with Rebel coming in here, she'll be able to kind of finish the unsteady job.
On my way.
He actually He's got a lot of evasion built up. So even couple hits, nice.
Reporting critical
Now
hit.
that gets rid of his evasion. We opened up his side torso. Ryan's coming close. Okay, that was actually not too bad. What is he armed with? AC-10, LRM-15, SRM-4s, medium lasers. All right. Could be a lot worse, for sure. Obviously, we don't want the Enforcer or the Katyusha to get too close to these guys. They're meant to be our long-range engagers. Keep them that way. Nice. We hit. We knocked him down. So that's going to be an extra point of pilot damage. So he's got 2 health out of 4. That's
Good to go.
awesome news. And then I think we're gonna get up here. We're gonna turn on the medium lasers. We're in the trees. The question is, do we go for a headshot or do we go for a side torso shot? Oh, he's got an engine in his torso actually. He's got, what is this? Extra large. Yep. Ooh, engine XL. I don't want to destroy his center torso because he's got that exchanger, an exchanger plus, and a heavy gyro. I actually want to pick those up for the Black Knight, if at all possible. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the side torso and hope that we... Yes! Got him. Alright, so that disables the mech, but doesn't destroy all of the vital components. The XL engine we're not going to get, which is a bummer. They're really good, but it's just the price we pay for taking the mech out and making sure we don't die. But we will get the exchanger plus the exchanger, so it's not a total loss. All right, so he overheated himself a bit there. That's good. Let's see what this guy's armed with and what we want to salvage out of him. He's got a Fusion Core 300, which is nice. If we can take that, that'd be great. But I don't think anything else in there is really all that valuable except the command console. So I don't know how we want to handle this. Do we want to just blow him up so we don't pollute the loot table too much, or do we want to try to actually pull salvage out of this? I think we do this. It's a 99.1%. It's from the front arc, so we might take off the head, which would be great because it would leave the rest of the mech intact. It would also destroy the command console, but you know. Pros and cons. I say we do this, and we pray for a headshot, because then we just swipe it clean off, mission over, we're ready to go. Sadly not. But we did take out pretty much all of his weapons. He's got the AC-10 and a medium laser. He is unsteady. He is not doing particularly well. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring Rebel over. She's going to fire a bunch of missiles, hopefully knock him on the ground. We took out one of his torsos, so he's taken at least 1 damage so far. I might actually do a call job ahead. It's a 56 and 50% chance to hit him, and then a 10% chance to hit the head. So let's do that. Maybe we can shot all these missiles. Nope. At the very least, we knocked him down. So that's gonna. Oh, injury ignored. Oh, right, because of the command console.
Yes, Commander.
That was kind of a waste. Silly me. Command console ignores 2 injuries to the pilot. Behemoth has a command console as well. You can see down here under her health, or for her health, she's got these 2 green pips. So each one of those is an injury resist or an injury ignore from some kind of equipment. In her case and in the Orion's case, it's the command console. So let's see. Was there anything about this that we really wanted to say other than the fusion core? Not really. You know what? Let's go for the headshot again, I think. Nope. That's okay. Also, if we can stress him out and make him eject, I mean, it's not a bad thing either. I'm fine with any of those particular outcomes. So let's do this. We'll keep with the headshot. Hey, there we go. Nice. So we actually managed to get the punch out, the ejection. So
Mission.
quick mission. That's not too bad. A couple of heavy mechs that could obviously have gone poorly, but considering the fact that we're fielding 4 lights, I mean, 2 heavies doesn't really threaten us that much. We took a little bit of damage on the Shadowhawk. Didn't lose anything vital. I think everybody else got out pretty much unscathed. I don't think they even breathed heavily on the other mechs. So nice. And here we go. We've got Grasshopper and Orion parts, if we want them. Alternatively, we've got a Fusion Core 300. We've got a targeting computer. These are actually kind of nice. That might be good to put on the Black Knight, in fact. You know what? I think in this particular case, the exchangers are a good thing to have, so we can toss them on that Black Knight, improve its heat efficiency, give it the targeting computer to improve its accuracy. And I think this is what we do. We take this opportunity to just, you know, cobble together some more parts to make that Black Knight even better. And we'll just take whatever other 9 pieces it gives us. Hopefully it gives us a bunch of mech pieces. 3 Grasshoppers, 2 Orions, a Pirate AC-10, 2 light PPCs, and some AC-10 ammo to go with our Pirate AC-10. So that's nice. It's kind of it's a matched set, you know. It's like when you get a tea, you know, gift basket for Christmas, and they also give you a mug to drink the tea out of. It's, you know, it's very thoughtful of them. So that's what we've got. That's actually not a bad pull. At the very least, even if we sold these this early in the game, that would not be a bad thing, because that'll make us a fair amount of cash just going and selling the pieces. Bradley, hi, how's it going? Sorry, I hope you weren't waiting too long for me to notice the fact that you said something. I was kind of engrossed in the life or death struggle that was going on. More life for us, more death for them, but, you know, it's still life or death. Anyways, continue. We got a pretty good salvage pull there. We won't be able to toss any of those components into the Black Knight while it's being repaired, unless we want to stop the work and restart the work, and we don't want to do that. That's a waste of our time. So we'll wait until it's finished. We'll kind of, you know, exchange pieces, and then we'll go from there. Bradley, thanks very much for tuning in. Not sure if you found us through the Storium or if you just kind of were looking for Battletech streams going on, but we appreciate you tuning in and checking it out. In case you don't know, we're doing a roleplay campaign, and if you want to check out the actual roleplay side of things, I can show you the link to do so. It's on a platform called Storium, which is pretty awesome. Okay. So you do stream this and you do Roguetech. That's awesome. I'll make sure I check out your channel and I'll add you as an auto host. Because, you know, that's what the community is all about. But if you wanted to check out the roleplay thing, there's the link. If you even wanted to actually claim one of the pilots to play in the game, you can do that. You can create a free account through there, and I think you can play in up to 3 different games at once. So, but anyways, we've got just under 30 grand for the repairs and 3 days. So in total, we made, I think, a little bit over 100 grand on that deployment. So that's fine. It's, you know, we weren't in it for the money in that particular case. We were in it for the salvage, and we got the salvage. So mission accomplished. Lounge in 5 days, Black Knight in 13 days. Oh, the Black Knight's going to be done right around the time of our financial report. That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. Cube Terror, hey, how's it going? Yeah, Roguetech is a mod. It's a very comprehensive mod, in fact. For instance, they have opened up the star map, so you'll excuse the kind of aggressive zooming that I did there, but in the base game, you start out down in this area for the Arano restoration and near the Taurian Concordat, and you know, you got some various independent planets and the Capellan. Is this Capellan? No, Magistracy of Canopus. I should know that. Capellan is just north, that's right. Or I guess Coreward? Is that the term for? Anyways. So that's the base game, and then in the Roguetech mod, they've opened up all these pretty little planets, and you start off right here in Galatea. So you've got a lot more planets that you can go to. There are a lot more mech variants that you can run into, a lot more weapons. They've got things like pirate weapons. So those are like standard weapons that have been jerry-rigged to do crazy stuff that can be good and bad. You've got, primitive weapons like heavy rifles, light rifles, medium rifles. They're kind of the precursors to the autocannons and stuff like that. So it's very comprehensive, and it's a very cool mod. There's a lot going on. It's very open world, kind of freeform. It doesn't give you an objective. You kind of just create one of your own. So that's what we did with the Storium thing. Yeah, exactly. It's being worked on by a lot of people. And you can actually just search Battletech Roguetech in Google or Bing if you use Bing. Sorry, I shouldn't throw shade at Bing. They're more successful than I'll ever be, but you know what I mean. You can search it on the web. Just do Battletech Roguetech mod, and it'll take you right there. I think they've even got like video instructions for how to install it, so it's pretty easy. And like you said, it adds a schnitzel load of new content to the game, so it's totally worth it. Especially considering the fact that I think it's a completely free mod. I don't think they charge you for it. I think I made a donation or something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, please do link the wiki, Bradley. I appreciate that. The more light we can shine on Roguetech, the better, because they've done a fantastic job with this thing. But having said that, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got next for contracts. We've got a Letter of Marque, which is another battle, 1.5 skulls. Do we want to do that? I think we might want to do that. If we wanted to go crazy, we could jump up to a 2.5 skull, but I mean, that last one was a 2 skull, and it was pretty easy. Oh, I should mention, part of the Roguetech mod is you can change the difficulty a little bit, which I did when I started the campaign. Because we're doing the roleplay campaign, and I'm actually, like, writing in different obstacles and challenges that can affect the performance of the lance that we deploy, we went with easier enemy opposition, or enemy, I forget what the term is, but we reduced the danger level basically on each mission. So I think according to the scale, instead of like normal enemy strength, it's weak enemy strength or something like that. So that, it kind of gives us a little bit of breathing room for those times when, from the roleplay side of things don't go well. So we're not completely scuttling the Battletech campaign itself that's tied into it. Anyways, so all that to say, the 2 skull mission was a little bit on the easier side, thanks in part to the fact that it was just 2 heavies. If it had been 2 full lances of lighter mechs, even if they were in shoddy condition, it still might have been tough. But I think yeah, the new version of the Roguetech, actually I don't even have the most recent version. I think I'm running like 9.2 or something. I'm a couple of versions behind on this, but I didn't want to download the newest version because it's not compatible with my saves. I'd have to reset everything and start from the beginning. It's just not worth it. But the newer versions are very easy to install, so I definitely recommend checking it out. But let's see what contracts we want to take. I kind of feel like we should go a little bit crazy. Let's take the 2.5 skull mission. That's what it is. Yeah. Oh wow, the newest version came out today. That's awesome. Like I said, I haven't updated my version in like probably 2 or 3 months, because I really don't want to have to restart the Storium game over again. I'm sure my players don't want that either, but it's fine. It's an experiment. We'll work out all the kinks, and we'll do another campaign once this one wraps up with the newest version, and we'll see how that goes. But I think we're going to do this. I think we're just going to go crazy. Let's clean out the mercs. So we're going to negotiate. we're gonna pull, I think, let's do the 3 pieces of salvage and the 526,000 sea bills. That will basically pay for, that'll put us almost solidly into 3 months worth of financial reports, and we should get some good salvage out of it. It's a risk, but I think it's a risk worth taking. Yeah, I've heard about some cool changes that they've put in the most recent stuff. Like, I think the previous version, they expanded the systems even more, so that you could actually travel to clan space, and you could like go into the different clan worlds where the different clans are active and stuff like that. So that's really cool, and I kind of wish that I was using that particular version, but that'll be for the next campaign. In this case, because it's a higher skull mission, I'm going to keep everything the same as it was. We're going to put Glitch in the Enforcer. We're going to put Medusa in the Centurion. We're going to put Phantom in the Katusha and Succubus in the Shadowhawk. So that's a cool idea. Yeah, trying to keep up with the money in Roguetech is definitely tough, because once you start getting in new mechs, the cost to repair them and put them on the field is so high that you might make a bunch of money in a few missions, but then you have to spend it all again to get that new mech on the field, and then you're kind of like chasing that, positive bank balance again. So your way of doing it is kind of cool, that you're kind of focusing on salvage and then selling that salvage off to pay your expenses. And like you said, it encouraged you to disable and not destroy mechs. So that's kind of a cool concept. I early on in the game, I always struggle with just disabling mechs without full-on destroying them. So once I get a more optimized lance for disabling enemies, then we'll focus on that a little bit more. But for now, we're kind of just taking what we get. Alright, so let's deploy. Yeah, I know, it might require more firepower than this, based on the skull rating. We'll see what happens. We can always bail out if we can always withdraw if we absolutely have to. Wouldn't be ideal by any means, but I'm not above it. So let's see what we get. Watch this one, extra half skull on this mission mean that we're facing like a full lance of heavy mechs or something crazy. I wouldn't be surprised. I've definitely been blindsided before. I think it was a couple episodes back we ran into our first Black Knight on an assassination mission. We had 2 full lances of 4 light mechs, all in shoddy condition, and then a random pristine Black Knight that was running around. So we kind of, came face to face with him and had a holy crap moment. But we succeeded with it. We managed it. Set the experience on the hardest, but have experience gained for missions on high. Yeah, I can see that. I think in the version that I'm playing, it didn't let you change the amount of XP you got per mission, but I could be wrong about that. I think it would let you set the XP amount that it took to level up your mech warriors, but not the XP per mission. So that's another thing I'm kind of looking forward to in the next version, is being able to kind of customize that. We've got 2 more heavy mechs again, it looks like. Okay. I'm willing to bet that these guys are not going to be in shoddy condition. Let's move Succubus up. We'll be able to get eyes on this guy. An Eris, a Thunderbolt, and he is not in shoddy condition. He is in pristine condition. 2 ER PPCs, 2 medium X pulse, 2 SRM triple plus, and 2 ER medium laser. That's some tough stuff. It actually looks like we've got 4 mechs. We've got 1 medium, 3 heavies. And one of those mediums is a missile support. Looks like it's only an LRM-5 actually, so I take it back. It's not really a missile support, it just has... It happens to have some missiles on it, I think is what it is. So let's get... Let's get Glitch up here to take a long-range shot with his AC-2. Ignoring the brace. It's not much damage, but we're kind of just poking him right now. Kind of trying to get his attention. Kind of trying to make him a little bit mad. You know what? I don't think I want to sprint in this case. I think what I want to do is just move forward, and then we'll fire with the rotary AC-5. Yeah, the X-Pulse stuff is pretty accurate. I was saying earlier that when I was at the beginning of the episode talking about the new Black Knight we've got, I don't usually mess with the X-Pulse stuff because they run so hot. But on the Black Knight that we picked up, we happen to have... Sorry, I'm just gonna see. Actually, pretty good shooting for Medusa. 2 of those hit, so I'm happy with that result. But I've got, on the Black Knight, I'm putting 2 large X-Pulses and 2 medium X-Pulses for that extra accuracy, but I'm sure that it's going to run. Medium pulse laser with the range of a medium, yeah, so they're effective at longer range, and they're more accurate, and they have the potential to do more damage. Oh, that's a Super Griffin.
Got a lock on me.
Okay, that's fun. Well, I think I know what Succubus's first target is. Ouch.
Reporting.
Those ERPPCs hit hard. Whoa. Is that guy running Gausses? Alright. Yeah, they definitely upped the difficulty for this extra half a skull. Let's get Succubus in here with the melee. Structure exposed. Oh wow, it's only got 1 health left on that torso. We need to blow that off. Let's actually, does he have, sorry, what's, yeah, that other mech is gonna move, I don't care right now. Okay, so he's running, chainsword crit, really? Alright, well, let's hope that doesn't cost us. I want you. I want Phantom to come in here and fire his missiles at this guy. I really want to take out that side torso and finish this guy off. So I'm just gonna sure it's safe. There he goes. He's gone. So we won't get the XL engine out of it, or whatever the thing was, but we might still get the engine core at the very least. And more importantly, we now don't have to worry about that thing coming in and like potentially killing us. So let's take that for what it is. The other one's a Jaeger mech. It's a pirate Jaeger mech. Doesn't have much in the way of armor. I mean, it's got some armor, but it's not terrible. Let's just take the shots. Now we hit with the AC. That's fine. I'm not too upset about that. I want to get the Centurion away from view of that guy. Hopefully this will do it. It might not, actually. I probably should have moved him further. That was a mistake on my part. But let's use a breaching shot. We got a head hit. We've got some leg shots on this thing. He's unsteady, so we won't be able to move as far. Oh, shoot. He can sensor lock. Alright, well, we'll do what we can with that. Ouch. Oh, please don't fall down. Whew.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie, we're just gonna bring Succubus in here to wail on this guy. Nice. Nice. He's panicked. Oh, failed the stability check, so he's gonna fall down too. That's perfect. Alright, 2 of 4 health. I think I know what I'm gonna do here. We got another Shadowhawk. Shadowhawk 2K. PPC LRM 5. Man, these guys are hitting everything. considering how much evasion I've got. Spank me difficulty. Ah, I love that. That's old school video game reference. Doom. Is it Doom difficulty levels? Is that what that is? Or is it Wolfenstein? But 100-ton skulls, or 100-ton mechs on a one-skull mission, that's way beyond me, man. Like, I mad respect for that. I would never be able to hack that. Let's see. We've got nothing particularly good there. I'm gonna go for a headshot on this guy. If we can tag a couple headshots, we might be able to blow him up and kill him. Not maybe we can get him to eject. Ah, no ejection, no headshots.
Waiting on you, Commander.
That's fine. I mean, it's not fine. It's not great, but I'll take it. Let's get Medusa up here within range. Let's do that. Do we try to leg him? Do we try to go for more headshots? I mean, any one of these attacks that hits the head would take him out. It's 4.3%, but I think it's worth it. No such luck.
Waiting for orders.
Maybe it wasn't worth it. But we still have Glitch over here in the Enforcer, kind of hanging back. You know what? Statistically speaking, one of them's got to hit, right? Yes, one of them did hit. Wait, hold on.
Yes.
How did that not destroy him? Oh, because of the stupid... Because he was in cover. That's I didn't realize that. Oof. They do not like Succubus. Eek. He just got up. Okay, and he ran. I'm cool with that.
Commander.
I think I'm going to have Succubus come back here and attack this guy. Try to stretch him thin. Yeah, using the hills is definitely a good time. I tend to misjudge the height of the hills. That's not quite what I was going for, but I'll take it. So I'll think that like a mech is currently out of sight, but they're still able to like kind of hit it just kind of over the top of it. So it's obstructed, but they're still able to hit, and you know, that's just me not being particularly good at the game. So, all right. I think I'm gonna go here because either we hit head or torso. If we hit either one of those, we're taking pieces off this guy. So let's see if we can get the mech out of commission. Nice, we got a head hit. Or no, it was the torso shot, of course. He was only at 1 health, so torso shot or head hit either way blows him up.
Good to go.
So that was kind of ideal as far as that goes. I mean, this guy's pretty bad news. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move Medusa up just a little bit, so that this guy's going to have to move if he wants to get a clear shot on him, and hopefully that'll expose his back to Succubus, or if he turns to focus Succubus, that'll expose his back to everybody else. It'll all work out one way or the other. But I think we're going to do this. Alright, I'll take it.
What can I do for you?
And then I'm going to need to get Glitch up here to do something.
Got it.
And then the problem with Medusa and the Centurion, as much as I love the Rack 5, it eats through that ammo so fast. Where's his LRM ammo at? Yep, it's in that torso, so let's do that. Ah, crit the heat sink. I was hoping to crit his LRM ammo, cause an ammo explosion, cause it to explode. No such luck. However, what we did manage is we managed to, the Thunderbolt just sensor locked us, which is actually not that big of a threat right now. So it worked out pretty well. This guy is going to fire point blank with a PPC against 5 pips of evasion, and that didn't work.
Aye, aye.
So I think in this case, I think we have to have Succubus tangle with the big guy, because we want to try to take him out if at all possible. It's a slightly worse chance to hit from this side, but it also keeps my back from being exposed to this other Shadowhawk. So we're going to go here. Hopefully we'll be able to punch it really hard. Probably not knock it over, but at the very least we'll be able to, you know, reduce its initiative a little bit. Nice, we managed to actually get its... Nice, that's awesome. We dealt enough stability damage that he lost his evasion pips, so that's good. It'll be easier for everybody else to hit. Oh, wait. Oh. I did not think that the,
My old mama can hit harder than that.
I did not think that the Shadowhawk would be able to target our... Oh, because he sensor locked our Katusha, didn't he? Yep, that's why. Okay. But I think this is going to work out just fine. I think, like Bradley was suggesting, I'm going to move the Centurion up here, so it's kind of behind this little, like, raised bit of terrain here, so that the Shadowhawk can't target him and get a good, like, side arc shot on him. I'm just going to move him up. We're starting to run out of AC5 ammo, but, I mean, we're using it for good effect. Managed to knock him down. That's perfect. Alright, so 1 health
Waiting on you,
to
Commander.
that guy. We're going to do the same thing here with Glitch, where we're going to use this hill to keep the Shadowhawk from being able to target us.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
We're going to go for, since he's knocked down, I kind of feel like I want to do a leg shot. Like I want to focus his leg. Let's do that. Let's go for a leg. Oh, I missed with the AC2. Oh, that's annoying. 2 damage left. And then what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm able to kind of get... I'm going to do the same thing with Phantom. It's going to require a sprint, but I think it's worth it, just so that he's not being picked off or, you know, pecked at by that PPC. Because if the PPC hits, it's going to be kind of inconvenient. Let's go for a called shot on the leg. He's only got 2 health, so managed to get one in, destroy the leg. He's going to stand up. He's not going to be able to move very far, so limited evasion. He's going to have terrible accuracy for this action. He's going to turn and he's going to fire at Succubus. Nice. Between the accuracy penalty from him having been knocked down and getting back up and all of the evasion that Succubus built up, she was able to kind of just ignore all that. And then I'm going to run Succubus back over here. She's kind of bouncing back and forth like a ping pong ball between the different targets, but we kind of want her to disable stuff, you know, knock him unsteady so everybody else can hit. More importantly, she's building up a lot of evasion when she does these running melee strikes, so she's a lot harder to hit, which is really important against heavy enemies like this. So let's go ahead and bring her in here. We don't really care about the Shadowhawk when you get right down to it, so I'm okay with her just tearing right through this thing and, you know, not leaving any parts of it left to salvage. That's pretty good. It's a good start. Ah. And then he's going to side torso destroyed. He's going to fall, so that's going to be another injury. So he's only got 1 health left. So that's good. He'll be easier to take down. And then we're going to be able to get in here and fire at this guy from behind with the Centurion. So we're going to get a back shot against him. Ah. Oh, but we knocked him down. And I think that is the last point of damage he needed. So he is... No, damn. Sorry. He's got 2 health left. I don't know what I was thinking. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking.
Coordinates received.
But all things considered, this is going pretty well. I don't know. The headshot, I don't think it's worth the headshot at this point. He does have... Hold on, what does he have? He's got an XL engine, a heat bank plus, endo steel, NSS. It's a warfare suite of some kind, I think. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, he's got the ultralight gyro. That's why he's so easy to knock down. He's got a lower stability threshold. Oh, he's got the SRM6++. I really don't want to take out his center torso. He's got so much juicy stuff. So I'm going to go for the legs. If we can take out all of his legs, then... Or I guess every shot could just hit the center torso. That's also an option. I don't even have to move him, actually. I'm just going to leave Phantom right here. And then we're going to go again for the legs. If we can get it, great. Well, that's fine. It wasn't the definitive strike I was hoping it would be, but it's okay. Also, as soon as their round is up, I'm pretty sure I have to turn down on my sound effects, because if I remember correctly, when I rewatched the video, one of my earlier videos to like kind of get a recap, it kind of drowned out whatever I was saying when the missiles fired. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh, ouch! Were those SRM6s dealing 19 damage, or was it just me? I'm sure it was just me, because that would be crazy. My mic is low. Thank you very much. I'll fix the under settings. Go to audio, master volume. Let's turn that way down. Let's turn the sound effects down. I don't mind the music being up a little bit. Alright, hopefully that's better. Please let me know. It's the kind of thing where I didn't realize how the sound was off. In OBS, my recording software, I've got my audio mic set to max. Maybe I'll even turn my desktop audio down just a hair, see if that fixes it. Let me know if that's too much in the other direction or what. But alright, so this is actually turning out pretty well. I think I just want to kill this guy. So I'm going to bring Succubus around to take out this Shadowhawk. I mean, it's just nature. You get two Shadowhawks in the wild, run into each other. They have to fight for dominance. You know, it's circle of life type of thing. And in this particular case, our Shadowhawk came out on top because, of course, she did. She's awesome. And then let's get Glitch and the Enforcer back just a little bit, build up some of that evasion that we like so much. And we're going to keep going for the legs. I think reduces all... Oh, I can't hit the legs on him from here. That's annoying. In that case, we're just going to shoot. Ah! Oh well, that's fine. We took him out, and that was the key thing. So... I should have paid more attention to which way he was facing and had had Medusa come around in the, what's that thing called? Centurion, and take a shot at the other leg, but that's all good. Picked up 474,000 C-bills, which is pretty decent. We're going to spend a fair chunk of change in repairs, but that's okay. And now we get to the fun part. We've got Griffin 2X parts. We've got only the one Shadowhawk piece. That's good. I wanted to get rid of that. We've got 4 Thunderbolt parts. We've got some Jaegermech parts. We've got Angel ECM, which is 3 defense. Wow. That's pretty good. That might actually be worthwhile in the Shadowhawk, because then it's moving and not getting hit as much. Exchanger++ is good. We got a new gyro that looks like it's got a higher stability threshold and we take less stability damage. We've got a heat bank plus. We've got prototype double heat sinks. We've got the NSS grants bulwark. Oh, wow. And it gives an extra evasion from movement, so standing still or moving is good. Has to have an ECM system to be installed. That's the tricky part. There's definitely some good stuff in here. I don't think we're going to focus on the mechs. We'll probably get some of those pieces in random salvage, and we wouldn't be able to complete one of the mechs anyways. It's another thing I did with Roguetech mod, is I increased the number of mech pieces we need to 6 in order to salvage them, to kind of offset the easier enemies setting. So it's going to take us a little longer to get to a new mech, but, you know, it's all good. Takes up 6 slots. Is that the, are you talking about the NSS there, Bradley, that takes up 6 slots? I didn't even notice that part. Where'd it go? There it is. Oh yeah, reserves 6 slots and requires an ECM. That's pretty good. I mean, I could grab this, and then I could also grab the Angel ECM. But I don't know whether or not this is ultimately worth it in any of the mechs that I use. You know what I mean? Like, again, technically this would be great in the Shadowhawk. On the punch bot? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, is the Shadow, it would go on the Shadowhawk, because that's our melee mech at the moment. The Angel ECM means it's like really defensive. In addition to any evasion it builds up, the 3 defense from the ECM or the electronic countermeasures means it's even harder to hit. So it can get in there in melee in the middle of a bunch of enemies, and it's got a lot of survivability. The bulwark is really cool, because there are some times where I'm like, I kind of wish I could just stand still and punch this guy. Other times where, you know, I want to be able to move. And it looks like the NSS actually kind of caters to both of those things. So I'm really tempted to take that. Got the Exchanger ++, which is cool. We've got a Fusion Core 260, which is cool. The ultralight gyros are nice. I don't know if they're that worth it in this particular case. I don't want the prototype double heat sinks. The weapon mounts are good. I know we've got a couple of those already on some of our mechs. I think on the Enforcer and on the Centurion. But we don't have anything else that really emphasizes ballistic weapons right now, so we're going to skip that. The partial wing system is cool, but meh. Light ferrofibrous armor, that could be useful. I think we're kind of low on ferrofibrous stuff. Heat bank. You can't really argue with Endosteel, right? It's always nice to have something. Actually, I don't think we have Endosteel on the Black Knight right now. Now that I think about it. Oh, sorry. So I just took a look at the SRM-6 triple plus, and they were +4 damage. So they must be doing 12 damage, I guess. I must have misread that as 19. Actually, we've got an Endosteel. So we have an extra Endosteel sitting around for the Black Knight when we need it. Yeah. I think we're probably going to go with the Fusion Core 260. It's always good to have a decent, like a high-rated Fusion Core for when we get some of the heavier mechs. So, kind of saving for our future in a way. These two things are going to go in the Shadowhawk so that they're able to really do some stealth work as they charge forward in a 50-ton, you know, combat mech and punch things in the face. So let's just do it. Excuse me, sorry. We're just going to go ahead and do it. We got a Thunderbolt piece, we got a Jaeger mech piece, we got 4 Super Griffin pieces, we got a Pirate Gauss rifle. That's actually not bad. These things can go for a pretty decent amount of money. 1 evasion pip ignored, -2 accuracy, weapons damage varies, ±30. Ooh, that's a big range. 3 recoil, 100% chance to deal a critical hit with this weapon. Wow. Okay, I might actually decide to use that. I'm not sure. LRM-5. Hey, we got that SRM-6 triple plus. That's pretty awesome. Total value 21 million C-bills. That's a pretty good payout. I'm happy with that. Oh, that's a cool idea. Get a light mech with the wing system. Hadn't really considered that for the recovery missions. I guess that would make him super easy. You just fly in, grab the person, fly out, and you're done. So that's a good idea. I might actually have to try that. That would also be a mech that I think GV would like, because he really wants to play the like fast, scouty type pilot. 102,000 C-bills to repair everything. It's a bit steep, but not the end of the world. We still end up with 1.2 million in cash. So let's hold on. Let's jump into the mech bay real quick. I need to see. Oh, haha. Hold on a second. And there's the Shadowhawk. It's going to take 8 days to repair that. So let's go ahead and pass some time. The lounge is complete. That's good. I'll take this opportunity, since we're kind of hanging out here still, to fix up. What do I want to fix up? I don't think we're ready for that yet. Let's do the structure upgrade here, because it's 90,000. 15 days. We're going to be hanging out, and 90,000 is kind of chump change for us right now. Right now. So let's go ahead and use this opportunity to do that. Whoop. Alright, and now let's go ahead and take a look at our Shadowhawk and see what we can do about fitting in our fancy new toys. Lowest pay, make very little on those missions, just go for maximum influence. Essentially, recovery missions are used to build up standing. Oh, that's a cool idea. I actually never really prioritized the reputation, or the, is it reputation? Influence, whatever that thing is called. Zero risk really get hit using my super jump bot. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I'm gonna have to play around with that. I like that idea. Oh, our chainsword was crit. That's right. I'm glad it wasn't destroyed. Those things are annoying to try to find replacements for. So let's see. Can we put that stuff in here? So the Angel ECM is 2 tons, and the NSS is... Where is that? Oh, the NSS is going to be... Oh, 0 tons. So we're going to take out the Light Pharaoh. Put in the NSS. Put in the Angel ECM. And now we're 2.75 tons over limit. So I think what that's going to call for is removing this medium pulse laser. As cool as the medium pulse clan lasers are, it's just not worth it in the long run. Still puts us 75 over. We don't want to take out the mask. We don't want to take out the claws, the chainsword. Honestly, I don't even think the arc welder is strictly necessary anymore when you get right down to it. Yeah, I can see that. Like, if you're just raking in the cash by farming, like, easy missions because you've cheesed out one of your mech builds, I can see that kind of not being very fulfilling. But is this how I want to do this? That arc builder isn't adding that much value, in my opinion. So I don't necessarily think that it's super necessary. Problem is we end up with, 0.19 tons just kind of hanging out. I always feel weird about that, but I guess sometimes it's just not necessary to fill it up with something, or to fill... Sorry. Kind of got distracted looking at my list of gear here. It's not necessary to fill every last bit of tonnage possible, but if I had a tag, I might toss a tag in there, because then the tag, because she's going in turn 2, or sorry, turn 4, putting a tag on her actually might not be a bad thing. Let me see if there's a tag in the store. If there is, I'm gonna buy it and I'll put it on there. It does not look like there is. That's a bummer. Do I have any rocket launchers? I do, actually. I do have a rocket launcher. It's, you know, not that fancy, but sometimes it's nice to have something to kind of just splash at the enemy. So we'll go ahead and toss the rocket launcher in there just for funsies. We're not doing anything else with it anyways, so we'll use it there. We got some clan SRM stuff, actually. But then I have to find space for the ammo, and it just becomes a whole thing. So let's just keep that. It's a one-shot burst thing, but that's fine. I like this build. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm actually going to move this over, because if one of our torsos gets blown off, I don't want to lose the mask and the Angel ECM. I'd rather just lose one or the other, quite frankly. So I'd rather not lose either. Let's be clear. But if I'm going to lose something, I'd rather not lose both. So let's confirm that. 4 days in the repair bay. And then I think it's 8:12. I think we've got enough time for a quick mission. Let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to take... So, perform a substantial amount of scientific research in Galatea. Pirate forces have been sabotaging our research station, stretching our defenses thin. Just learned that their ultimate target is a key scientist in our weapons development program. Launch an assault that we believe is intended to capture her. We need you to reach the facility where she's stationed and extract her to safety. See, I would take this, except for the fact that the Outworlds Alliance is the client. And Behemoth and the Outworlds Alliance government are not exactly on the best of terms. So I think taking this particular contract would be... You know what? Let's take it. I think this will be kind of an interesting jumping off point for some personal plot in the Storium game for Behemoth. So let's take this one. Really good salvage opportunity here. We'll just take middle of the road. Take the middle of the road option, earn some cash, pick up some salvage, and we'll take that. So, of course, we're not going to have the Panther, or we're not going to have the Shadowhawk. So we're going to be bringing in the Panther, which means we're going to put Strider in the Panther. She's kind of our loner pilot, our NPC, and we're going to keep everybody else on the mission. So we're going to take it like this. And we're going to deploy. And it's a recovery mission, so hopefully we'll be able to kind of get in there, finish off the opposition, grab whatever we need to recover, and get out quickly. And then after this, we're going to see where we're traveling to next. There's a travel contract available that I saw on the navigation map when we were looking at it earlier. So I'm probably going to look at that. I think it might even be like a full-on deployment. And those can be really great, but I don't know if we have enough mechs to really tackle that. So if we manage to salvage another mech from this little foray, maybe. But we'll see how it goes. Hoping for Wolfhound, hoping for Commando 2C. One of those two. Because it's a 1.5 skull recovery. There probably won't be any really big mechs in there, but we'll see what happens. So let's begin the mission.
Command interface initiated.
Only problem with these headphones is when your ears itch, it's really difficult to gracefully scratch the itch. So, sorry for that rather awkward attempt there. Alright, I think we did a recovery mission early on in the campaign on a very similar map. Actually, it wasn't the same map, I don't think. I like this map, though. It's got a lot of cool little mountain features, or hills, or whatever. It's got a little kind of ravine, or not really a valley. I don't think it's big enough to be a valley, but you got this little low ground area here. This is a cool map, and it's very cinematic. Very picturesque. All right, I could live there. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get Strider moving up. I don't think we're in any real danger at the moment, but I want to kind of go to the left, or I guess if we consider the direction we're deployed in to be north, going this way, then I guess we'd be taking the north, south, east, west, the west flank. So let's go west. Go west, my son, and see if we sense anything in this direction. We might not. We may be just kind of running around the enemies at this point, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Take the opportunity to get some intel, some recon. I gotta say, I know it's kind of just a run-of-the-mill medium mech, but I quite like the Centurion. I much prefer it when you've got a higher rated engine in them, or a supercharger or something, so they can move a little bit. That's my only complaint about them, is that they're pretty darn slow. But otherwise, I find that they're really good kind of all-purpose mechs. They do a little bit of everything, and they do pretty much all of it, you know, well. Or well enough at the very least. Alright, we finally picked up some sensor traces. We've got a vehicle, and we've got a mech. Both of them currently sitting at turn 3, but they might have just reserved from turn 4. So who knows? They might actually be light mechs or light vehicles. We'll have to see once we get within range. Okay, so we got 2 total mechs, 2 total vehicles so far, and 2 of those mechs, or one of the mechs and one of the vehicles, are both turn 4, and the others are sitting at turn 3. So they couldn't have reserved, because if they had reserved all 4 of their... Well, maybe that's not true. Generally speaking, when the enemy reserves, they reserve everybody at the same time, but that might not be accurate. They might have moved a couple of them and then reserved and stuff like that. So, all that to say, I still have no idea what they actually are. So, let's stay in the trees. We want Medusa to be kind of hanging out, ready to engage in either direction, depending on who decides to get close. I'm pretty sure it's a medium mech, a medium vehicle, and then a light mech and a light vehicle. But all right. Yeah, so these guys are kind of naturally sitting at turn 3, so that's probably what's going on there. Strider can actually get in range and see this vehicle, so let's take a look. Let's take a peek. Find out what we're dealing with here. Large pulse laser, okay, and 4 SRM2 streak SRMs, which are kind of the pulse laser equivalent of a... or kind of the SRM equivalent of a pulse laser. I'm going to brace, because I'd rather not take that to the face. I would regret that. Brace, not face.
I hear ya.
And then let's get Glitch up here a little bit. We're also going to brace her. We're not quite ready to start opening fire just yet, so build up a little bit of evasion, brace to make sure we're not taking as much damage, and then we'll kind of see how they decide to handle the situation.
Yep.
I said we're not ready to shoot yet, but maybe we are. Let's go ahead and get Medusa over here. Okay. 484.4% shots. I'm willing to take that, especially since he's got that targeting computer. Nice. Good result. Good result. Got another... Ooh. Alright, we got a Shadowhawk 2i with 2 tags, an Ultra AC-10, and an SRM-6. Those Ultra AC-10s are actually really nice weapons. I wouldn't mind walking away with that if at all possible, but
Affirmative, Commander.
so I don't normally like to get the Katyusha up within this kind of range of the enemy, but I think in this particular case it's warranted because I want to try to take out this Drillson tank. And no such luck. Wow, I'm surprised none of them hit on the other. I guess one of them hit on this left side. Oh, it's Commando 1D. I thought it was a Commando 2C. I was going to be extremely happy about that. But no such luck. Did it go in for a melee attack? It did. What a jerk. It's not very nice at all.
Good to go.
I think with the Panther, we're going to come in here. We're going to take a shot at this Shadowhawk from the side. The PPC is a pretty decent chance to hit. I think we'll turn off the ER medium laser and go with the SRM4. Really what I want is the PPC to hit so it reduces his accuracy. And there it is. Nice. Good shot. Side torso. Gave him something to think about. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Okay. The Saladin has an Ultra AC-20. I'm not a fan when the enemy's got it. When I've got it, it's fine. I love them. They're great weapons. But when the enemy's got one, not as big into them. What a jerk. This little Commando 1D, man, he's running around meleeing people. Who does he think he is? Succubus? Huh. Huh. Let's get Medusa over here. I really want to take out this tank. Fewer enemies is better. Since he's the weakest guy, I want to fire... Oh, I'm firing at the wrong side. That's fantastic. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He still managed to take it out. That's what we're going for. So happy with that result. We're going to have to focus on this guy next. Oh, he's running heat ammo in that SRM6. That's not very nice.
What can I do for ya?
Let's see here.
Skipper.
Let's get Phantom and the Katyusha back a little bit. He's going to be in optimal range, so this is actually a pretty decent shot to hit. So let's go ahead and take it. See if we can't knock him down, take off an arm or something like that. We did. We took off his arm. Got rid of one of his tags. He's not quite unsteady yet.
Waiting on you, Commander.
But with any luck, Glitch will be able to fix that. So you got a 63% chance with the AC2. Non-zero chances with everything else. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, Glitch decided she didn't want to play that game. So she just decided to crit his AC ammo stores and blow the thing away. So I'm okay with that. That works for me. Okay. Oh, that Saladin's got to go. I think the Ultra AC-20 non-clan variant does something like 90 damage, I think, per shot. So if that hits our light mech, it's toast. It's just done. So let's get Medusa around this way. We're gonna keep firing with this rotary AC-5. We kind of lean on it a little bit, but I'm not shy about that. And let's... Boom. Gone. Done. That Commando is not going to be giving anybody a problem anytime soon. And then we should be able to get this guy finished off with Phantom, because those Saladins, because they're wielding, or because they're carrying such heavy weapons, they usually don't have much in the way of armor. So we should be able to, assuming a majority of these hit, we should be able to take him out in this volley. Ah, not quite. That's okay. None of these guys are particularly good at melee, so we're gonna see if we can't just take this thing out the old-fashioned way. Good hits. Not dead. So let's get Glitch in here in the Enforcer, see if she can't finish it off. Got a bit of a laser volley. Should be able to do something with that, I hope. Nice. There it is. Done. Spider with double spiked fist, 2 spiked wrecking balls. Spiked wrecking balls? I haven't seen that. That must be a newer version of the mod. Because I've never seen double spiked fists or the spiked fists, wrecking balls. I've definitely seen the spiked helmets, and I've got a couple of plus. I've got a plus melee gyro right now on the Shadowhawk. A spider is Court Assault Mechs. That's awesome. That's really cool. It's always great when you can get a light mech in there, mixing it up with the assault mechs to kind of keep the light mechs viable. I always find that to be fun. But all right, now we're just gonna kind of waltz in and grab the person we need. We're gonna take a turn just in case they drop reinforcements unexpectedly. We're gonna bleed off some heat, get rid of our recoil penalties and all that stuff, and kind of just call it a successful mission after that. So, depending on where they drop the reinforcements, if they drop any, I don't want to be facing the wrong direction. So I'm going to kind of angle people out in different directions. See, it's funny you say that about the Roguetech melee, because I know that that was actually something that they worked on in one of the versions before this version that I'm playing now, and they worked really hard to tone down the melee. And currently, like, in order to be good at melee, you have to work really hard to kind of get a decent melee pilot with a high piloting skill, and then also get a I can just reserve here, I think. Yeah, there we go. And then you also have to get a decent number of upgrades. So while, yes, you can do some crazy overpowered stuff, I think it takes a lot of luck finding the components, and it takes a lot of time to kind of put it all together into a viable mech. And I think at that point, if you've done that much work, it's no more OP than getting something that's, you know, heat neutral, does, you know, a 300 damage alpha strike from outside of visual range, and, you know, has a 90% chance to hit on every shot. I mean, you can do that with ranged weapons as well, so. I agree. It's still a little bit ridiculous, especially from a lore perspective, when you're talking about light mechs taking down assault mechs, especially in one shot. But I mean, I like that there is the option to make light mechs continually viable later in the game. I guess that's what I was trying to say. Let's see. Oh, we got that Ultra AC-20. That's kind of nice. Oh, well, I mean, with the right equipment, I guess you can make up for a lot there, but... oh, wow. There actually really isn't much in the way. Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. We only dealt with a couple of light mechs and some vehicles. I think I'm going to grab the large pulse laser, because that's pretty cool. The Streak SRM-2s are interesting, but I think I'm more interested in the Ultra AC-20. And if I'm being completely honest, I think I want the tag. I know it's not super fancy, but that's fine. In this particular round of salvage, I'm not going to get much that's much better. So I'm just going to take that, and then I'll see what the random number generator gives me. So we got a commando piece. I really, really, really hope I'm sure that Roguetech wouldn't do this for me twice in 2 missions, but I really hope this Commando 1D finishes off my Commando 2C, because I'm only missing one part for that. And then they got the random Shadowhawk part. I'll probably just sell this. Got a large laser, regular SRM6, a heat sink, and 2 things of SRM ammo. That's fine. Again, we weren't really doing it for like fantastic salvage, but we got a couple cool pieces, and that Ultra AC-20 is going to be a lot of fun to run once we get a mech that can actually host it. In one of my other playthroughs, I had an Ultra AC-20 clan, I think, that I was running on like a Centurion. Or no, it was a Hunchback. And I used him in assassination missions to kind of like, I would just keep him out of the fight until the assassination target came up, and then I would run him up right next to the guy, or behind him ideally, and I just fire the Ultra AC-20. He had like ballistic TTS +3 and other crazy stuff, and it would just obliterate the assassination targets. It was awesome. Yeah, okay. 1 day, 9,000 credits. That's pretty good. All right. But I think that's it for the evening. Yeah, well, definitely when you get clan tech in there, the Lightning Mechs can be a little bit crazy. And as much as I agree that like it doesn't fit the lore really, sometimes the lore has to take a little bit of a back seat, because I like running light mechs sometimes. And once it gets later into a campaign, if the only viable strategy is to run assault mechs, I lose interest in that after a while. I like to be able to mix up my lances so that I've got, some light mechs and some mediums and some heavies and some assaults that are all kind of viable later in the game. So, from a lore perspective, it doesn't really fit, but sometimes that's okay. In my opinion. That's just me. But let's take a quick look at the mech bay. You know what I think I'm going to do? Let's pass some time. Whoa. Holy cow. The Taurian Concordat did not really like whatever the Urano Restoration was doing. They took a bunch of worlds from them. Bummer. There's some serious hostilities going on right now. I've never seen this many screens where the text took up the entire screen. The Capellan Confederation and the Free Worlds League are not happy with each other. Wow, that's a lot of hostility. And the Lothian League declared war on the Marian hegemony. All right, well, you guys have fun with that, I guess.
Ready to go over financials whenever you are.
Oh, nice. Started with 4 light mechs. Yeah, it's funny because after running light mechs for a long enough time, getting that some of those middle of the road medium mechs, you're kind of you feel like you just got an assault mech because it's kind of a significant upgrade firepower wise. So I always like those moments in a campaign. Personally, I mean that's one of my favorite things. So let's run until we get the Shadowhawk finished. Oh, hold on a second. After hearing that GV was involved in an accident, you stop by Medbay to visit the mech warrior as he recovers. Hi, Commander. GV touches the bandage on his head. I was doing pull-ups on the wall shelf and it came loose. The shelf above it came down too, right on my head. You shake your head, frowning. You know those shelves aren't rated for your weight. GV laughs. I wish I had a better option, Commander. There's just not enough room to roam right now. Alright, since GV's military, let's go ahead and task him with developing the exercise regimen for the pilots. So increases morale by 1, that's fine. And he suffers an injury. So GV considers your suggestion. Back in the service, we used to run 5 clicks every morning before breakfast. You can see the wheels start spinning. We don't have much space in here. Whatever we do, we're bound to get in somebody's way. Maybe some simple bodyweight exercises. Yeah, I think I can come up with something. He looks at you hopefully. Hey, Commander, when this ship was new, there was a gym in Beta Pod, right? You nod. Your interest is noted, GV. In other words, fat chance. Because that costs like 2 million C-bills. That's not happening anytime soon. But let's go ahead and continue. We got a morale increase out of it. I won't complain. And then the Shadowhawk is done, and the Black Knight is done. Alright, let's go check this bad boy out. Come on, refit. So, oh, that's right. It's got a medium pulse laser in the cockpit because it had a random laser slot that it was open, and I thought it was funny to have a pulse laser in there. So we need a targeting computer in here. Doesn't add any weight because the cockpit has automatically got like a 3-ton credit. And then we need these exchangers in here, stat. So let's take out a regular heatsink and put in this regular exchanger. And then let's take out a double heatsink. Hold on, actually, take that back. Leave the double heatsink in there. Take out these 3 regular heatsinks. Put in the exchanger. Oh, we need to take out one. I guess I'll have to take out one double heatsink. And so now our heat efficiency is sitting at 74 heat sinking. Alpha strike is 120, and our shutdown is 130. So those exchangers made a big difference because it was way too hot before. But I'm happy with that. I'm okay with this particular setup because if we're firing our 2 large lasers at long range, the heat is 50 on both of those. So that's 100 heat minus the exchanger difference, which is 30%. If I remember correctly, yeah, that's a 30% difference. So it's actually 70 heat. So if we're firing just the large X pulse lasers, we're actually coming in under our heat sinking threshold. If we fired so if we're within kind of mid-range or standard range, we could fire our 2 medium pulse X pulse lasers and our medium pulse laser for 68, plus one of the large pulse lasers for 58, again minus 30%. Take 30 off of that, that's coming in just above our heat threshold. So actually we can do that, we can manage that pretty well. So I'm happy with that build. Blackjack has 2 large lasers on the arms and 4 ER medium lasers on each, like 2 on each shoulder. Yeah, that's a good loadout for that particular mech. I like the laser volley Blackjack a lot. It can be a lot of fun to play. So I'm good with this. Tossing that targeting computer in there makes me very happy because then we can give this mech to somebody who's got multi-target. They can shoot 2 different targets with a large X pulse laser each. We don't overheat. We actually don't build up any heat doing that. And we would be ignoring their breaching or their braced or cover or whatever. So it's a pretty good setup. I'm very happy with this. So let's go ahead and spend the money to do that. And then was there anything else we were going to do? I don't think there was. I'm going to check to see if there's anything in here that jogs my memory. Oh, you know what? I'm wondering if I shouldn't have put that clan medium pulse laser in the Black Knight's face. I probably should have. I'll switch it out later. It's not a big deal. Light ferro, endo steel, got a double heat sink here. Hand actuators. No, actually, I don't think there was anything else that we really had to do. Maybe on the Centurion. I'm going to toss the double heatsink on the Centurion so that it's not really building up as much heat. Because I know that it was building up enough that it started to get worrisome before firing regularly every turn. So, actually, hold on a second. I was going to say we should put the medium pulse clan laser in the center torso here, but this is 1 ton, that's 2 tons. Although, actually, hold on. Oh, I don't have the slots for it. Oh, that's annoying. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. Come on. It's fine. Let's just confirm. Toss that double heatsink in there.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
And that's that, folks. Another heavy ferro. Nice. Again, that must be one of the newer versions of the mod, because I haven't seen heavy ferro fibrous I've just seen the light ferrofibrous and regular ferrofibrous armors. And then, of course, the endosteel and the endocomposite. Or I guess the ferrofibrous, the light ferrofibrous are for component, and the armor is the endosteel, endocomposite. But yeah, getting those XL engines on light mechs is great, because if you can keep them moving so they don't get hit at all, you don't have to worry about the extra engine disability or disabling potential. So, but that's that. I think on the next episode is when we'll figure out where we're going after this. We do have a deployment operation that we could go into if we wanted to. It's a 1.5 skull. Actually, this might be the route we go. It's going to offer a lot of money, so we may go this route, just for the heck of it. Build up some cash so we can kind of have some freedom to figure out what we want to do next. And then, yeah, 1.5 skull missions shouldn't be too bad for us, especially with our new armament. So yeah, we'll figure that out in the next mission, or the next episode. In the meantime, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Bradley, really appreciate the chatting. And yeah, thank you very much for following. I'll definitely make sure I follow and auto-host you. I'll check out some of your streams when I see that you're coming on. Solidarity among mech warriors. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m., right here. More Roguetech roleplay. Roguetech roleplay with Ravensdale. I mean, it's alliterative, so I gotta use it, right? Anyways, have a good night, everybody. Bye.